what's up, family? Welcome to the very first episode of the Journey of Love with the Mosses. I am Dr. E.
And I'm David Moss. And we are a real couple. And we've been together for 18 years, married for 10, navigating this journey of love together.
Yes, we are so glad you are here and decided to click on today. The podcast is for couples who are building love on purpose, not based on materialistic things. This sincerely based on purpose, not just by accident. Whether you are newly married, deep into parenting season, if you are, I'm praying for you, or just trying to rekindle connections, we have been there.
And when we say we've been there, we mean it. We've been there. We've been there through it all, through ups and downs, late night arguments, early morning prayers, kids doing everything here, there, and everywhere. But we still together.
Yeah, so we have been together for 18 years, have a beautifully blended family of 15 kids. Yes, you heard it here first. We do have 15 kids with our blended family, but nothing but love, loss, laughter, learning, late night arguments, and early morning prayer. But definitely, let's start from the beginning. Just to give you a little bit of background, we've been together for 18 years, married for 10. I am an educator. We are both from Columbus, Ohio, OH.
Ohio.
And so from Columbus, I went to go get my bachelor's from Kent State University, and I got it in exercise science physiology. I got my master's in sports administration from Tennessee State University, which we say the Tennessee State University.
Big Blue.
Which is in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where we ended up staying. When I did my master's, I went ahead and I was coaching at the same time. I was a Division One coach, coaching track and field. And then after I won my 2 championships within the last 2 years, and actually I think it was the last championship they won for the moment. Then after 6 months after I graduated, I decided to get my doctorates. I got it in higher education administration. I graduated within 2 years. I was very determined to get out of there immediately. And crazily enough, they didn't want that. They wanted to make sure that I slowed down a little bit. But we were struggling so much at the time, and there was no slowing down.
And one insight, her determination level is way up here. So when something says she says she wants to accomplish something, she's pretty much gonna get accomplished.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm really big on goals. I'm very goal oriented. But yeah, that's how. If you are an athlete, you already know that's it's no discussion when we say we're going to do it. That's exactly what's about to happen. But also, I had a great mother. She was very, very much the same way, and of course, an amazing father as well. So yeah, that's basically it.
And then David, so I'm a father, of course. And I done management my whole life. I done management. Then when before I went to TSU, I went to TSU as well. Got my bachelor's in integrated marketing. I'm sorry, and integrated marketing, and then became the assistant store manager at AutoZone, and we both dabble in the stock market and use what we learned to navigate the stock market, and we do other little side businesses too. So we got other little side businesses going on, and we just really try to maintain for the life that we need to live with all the kids and the blended family and how we get around. We need to work for us, and we realized that a long time ago. It's just making that happen. So we got like businesses for us. Sometimes it's good just to work for somebody to get all the benefits of that job, and then it's good to work for yourself to get the benefit of working for yourself to come and go as you please and not be restraint to other people's to where other people feel like they need you at and need the things they need you to do. Because when you have 15 kids, it's just hard. Like not all 15 lived here, even though we had at one point 10 kids living with us for about 4 years. But, we managed to 10 kids living for 4 years. Ashley was doing her doctorate and her master's. And still got it done. That's determination. That's the meaning of family, love, making it through, stick together, through whatever. That's it right there.
Oh yeah, when you live through the blended family struggles or just the family struggles in general, the financial pressures is through the roof. The career shifts, I have definitely been through some career shifts. as well as David, raising teenagers, raising 20-year-olds, raising toddlers and infants. Our youngest is 10 months. She's a little princess. And everything in between. This podcast is really just a story about. It's a story that we think that all couples are going to resonate with. This podcast is our love letter to every couple who is going through the same thing, even if it's just a little bit, or if you're just starting out. Just understanding the struggles that you may, have to battle through, but definitely, you can get to the other side no matter what.
And it starts with true love and understanding. You have to understand each other. You have to be open to listen to what the other person has to say. That's the biggest thing about building this relationship for long-term benefits. And that's with everything. You have to have, if you're doing something for a long-term benefit, it comes with understanding of what you're getting into and how to navigate through that. And it's always going to be twists and turns when you talk about forever. It's always going to be twists and turns when you look long-term. Another thing, not that we learn from the stock market, but doing the stock market that teaches you long-term patience. Patience. So, discipline. It's a lot of things that goes to these steps and consistency. And that's with everything you do in life. These are the steps that you need for whatever, not just relationship, just for managing your everyday to day routine in life.
So we definitely want this area to be a safe space where we can talk about love, marriage, blended family, sex, intimacy, parenting, communication, finance, and everything else that gets real along the way in regarding a long-term relationship. And it's not going to be like filtered.
No, we're far from perfect. No, we're not perfect at all. And that's another reason why we do this is because we're not perfect. It's not built on perfection. It's built on love and understanding, like we just said, and togetherness. Because perfection is not going to be. It's not going to really exist the whole time. Some things can come out perfect, but this is a relationship. We have two different ideas, two different understandings of things, and everything's not perfection is not going to be there all the time.
No, not at all. And one thing I will say, like on this first episode, I want to talk about one thing that kept us together for 18 years. And it was choosing each other every day. Marriage isn't that one time commitment. It's literally a daily decision. And I will say, we were raised two different ways. He was raised, well, I'll talk about my family, he can talk about his. So my family, I was raised in a single parent home. My mom, she worked her tail off, 3 to 4 jobs, just make sure we make ends meet. Yeah, the electricity and water was still turned off, but the checks, it was coming. It was coming. It was back on within a certain amount of time. We had our grandparents to help raise us, me and my other sisters, and my mom and dad, they were married for about, I believe, 4 or 5 years. After that, they got a divorce, and it has just been more on her shoulders. He went off. He did get remarried. He remarried. They were married for about 20 plus years. But my parents, they did divorce due to financial issues. And once he got to the new young lady, he just made sure that when it came to finances, it was all on his back. So he wasn't asking her for much assistance. But she definitely was, helped him out along the way. And so, yeah, so that was kind of like my family upbringing. I see my dad maybe every other weekend, and I spent the weekend over there and I went back to my mom. So basically it was like 14 days with my mom and 2 days with him, and another 14 days with my mom. So I know my dad, but I really don't fully know him. Like to the full capacity that I would like to, but it's totally okay. Just being able to watch him from afar, I can understand his his grind and what he was trying to create. But same for my mom. My mom was my absolute everything. So yeah, that was basically my family upbringing. I was raised in a single family home. I see my dad every other weekend, or if the holiday was coming up that month, I know I'll probably spend a little bit with him. And that was about it.
And for me, I'm a preacher's kid. My parents was together for 44 years, and we were both primarily brought up in the church. Although I can't say that I'm still like in the church. The values that they instilled in me are still there, but the me being actually in the church is not like how I was growing up. But it's okay. Um, and my parents taught me how to love and stay with somebody. Now, in the midst of that, seeing how they was together for forever, how they navigated things was great. But then there was a lot of outside things that got into me that influenced me. That because I think I was being rebellious towards the whole church approach. So I kind of like got my wisdom and insights from other places that told me things that wasn't that I learned as I grew up. I mean, like I had to learn later on in life that that was horrible. That was horrible information that I was going off of, and the way I was leading my life. I needed to readjust, and I did know that. I just didn't know the way, and then I didn't know how to do the things that I wanted to do. And then I met a fool, and then everything started coming more. It started becoming more reality to me, not just like a thought process. Like she's the type of person you say, "Hey, I want to do this." So and then the next thing you know, you got a book up on your plate. Here, you said you wanted to do a restaurant. Here, open your restaurant. Here, go your book. Here, go how you do it. And I had to get used to that. Like I said, the determination factor. So it was like the things that I wanted to get done. Now I have a pathway, seeing how to do it. Now I got somebody to help me navigate to go. This is go this way. Don't go this way because a lot of people say, "No, go this way. You'll be fine. Everything will work out." Because I don't want to say I was popular. I was just known from where I'm from. Not like super popular, just known from where I'm from. So a lot of stuff was like, "Hey, you're Davey, you'll be okay." And my other son, he always said, "It's not okay." When he was younger, he'd get mad. He said, "Oh, it's okay. It's not okay." But really, it wasn't okay. And I used that because I always think that's funny. But it wasn't okay, you know. So her changing the way I was thinking and the way I was going about things really made a difference to how we stayed together this long and how we made it work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it all starts with a different mindset. Because the way my mind was working, it's 15 kids for a reason. Because like you'll find out, we have three, and the other ones are three of ours together. Because she helped me when I was going down, when I was going through some things, and she adopted three of the kids, so we got three together that way. And then, but all the kids are mine. So I was just living an interesting lifestyle. And that's the whole conversation for a whole nother podcast today. This is the introduction. That just gives you a little background because as we get into this, things are going to come out, so you're going to know anyway. So that's just the base of my side. So it's just management, getting life together, and the direction you follow to get you to success. And you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to change. You have to be willing to take in that information. Be like, you know what? I think you're right and wrong with it. Don't procrastinate. Don't sit on it. If you really want to change, you got to implement those ideas, those things that are coming to you, and make that change, make that pivot to for not just for you. If you have kids, if you have a family, it's for everybody because you're one unit. So the kids got to see the change. They got to see the come up. They got to see your effort. They got to see the things that you put in. So when they look and you say, "Hey, why aren't you doing this?" They can look and see you did it. So it's easier for them to mimic it or to not be able to defend their actions because they just watch you do it. So it's kind of like, well, you just watched me do it.
Right.
And that might have been the best thing that come out of me getting my education and my life together later on is that my kids could actually see the pivot and the turn from where I was to where I am or trying to go.
Absolutely.
I hope that wasn't too winded.
Oh no, honey, not at all. It's funny because so like me and Devin when we met, we were actually very opposite. He was the preacher boy. I was actually raised Buddhist, and now me a Harmon Gate just in case anybody was wondering. The same like Tina Turner, Herbie Hancock, like more on that side. Orlando Bloom, but he was Orlando Jones, right? So I was very well in the realm of everybody is a great and amazing person. You just have to help them polish their mirror so they can see themselves and make and realize that hey, I need to change this, that, and the third. But sometimes our mirror is so tarnished that we can't see what we need to change, so we keep on running the same rat race, right? So I was not very big on the materialistic or hey, even and maybe this is just me. I don't know what I was thinking when I was younger, but it's okay. You know, me getting an education, getting my bachelor's degree at the time. Like David didn't even have his GED, didn't have his high school diploma. Um, he was doing things I would never do. Oh, but anybody who's an athlete, you already know, they're very strict in particular on the type of person you have to be. You have to be a stand-up citizen at all times, regardless if you're on campus or on the field. Those are their expectations for you. So if you could think of someone who is like an excellent student, oh, that was me. Now my grades wasn't as excellent, and it's just because I didn't get it. I really sincerely did not get it, but I was still able to be that athlete student though. Absolutely, I sure was. But I studied at all hours of the night. It was just hard. It was just so hard for me to understand like the biochemistry and anatomy. I still passed though. I graduated, sure did. So yeah. But when it came to David, I never seen any of his issues. I just noticed that he was an amazing person, and just by the energy in the room. And I probably would never encourage anybody, like, my child, maybe or maybe not, you shouldn't be judgmental. Because certain things, well, for me, I know I can easily encourage and change. Because who doesn't want, a high school diploma? Everybody wants one. So I encouraged him to do that. I encouraged him also to get his bachelor's. Um, and in just any other aspiration that he has, I'm very big, I'm very goal oriented. So I encourage whatever came out his mouth, okay, let's get it. Here's the game plan. Because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
That's it.
So
that's it. That's the key to life.
No, it is. And I understood that at a very young age. I always was making a plan. Very just I was always making a plan and trying to figure out and navigate ways that I can execute it. But that was with anything, even when it came to weightlifting. Like if I wanted to squat, 1,000 pounds, my max is 800. Like, yo, that's exactly what I'm about to do. Because my determination is real, but I needed everybody else. But I'm contagious, so if I'm very hyped, then I want to get him hyped too. You know what I mean? Like I was the person in the room that would hype everybody else up. That's just me. That's just my character, especially in regards to anything positive. Because I told you, raised Buddhist, so positivity absolutely is the way. Um, so what we had to learn is how to ask. A lot of times in our relationship, like, what do you need, and what do you want? Because a lot of times I noticed that I didn't know how to ask those questions, even though I love my mom and she was absolutely amazing. But I never got to see my mom, my stepmom, in my father's relationship. So I didn't know how to ask my partner, what do I need and what do I want? But he got to live in the seed every day. So a lot of times I'm just like, hey, I need this to happen. But sometimes it's a it's a hit or miss, or he doesn't understand. But it'll be to a point. I remember one time, so pissed off. I don't even remember what we were arguing about, and I just got my babies, the ones that I birthed, and I left the house. And I called my dad, and he's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm driving." And he was like, "But where are you going? Like, don't you like when you're married and isn't a like you're married, you go back home and talk it out. It's not that type of crazy situation. It wasn't even. I'm talking about, like, it wasn't even cheating, or it was nothing crazy. I don't remember what we were arguing about.
That's just life.
Yeah, literally.
You have your way, I have mine. Men and women, negative, positive. You just gotta weather those storms. Those are the storms that you have to weather through. Come back in, conversate, but you have to be open. You have to be willing to listen to that other person and listen, even if you don't understand it, if you feel like they're totally crazy, you don't get it, you sit there and listen through that, because you can't build and go forward unless somebody has to sit back and be like, let me listen. And sometimes you might have to take the back vote. Man and woman, be like, you know what, you right, you got that.
Yeah.
You right, you got it. Just to move forward. Even if you feel like on the inside, I'm honestly right, I know I'm right, but you can have that, because every battle is not worth fighting. And then some battles you get your realization on the other end. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm not going to fight this battle. You let that battle die down, and then you get that realization. As every cooler heads prevail, you sit down, you talk it out. Now the realization of whatever each other was trying to say comes out, and that's how you can get through some of these situations. Now, all of them are not going to be that easy. Some of the things you might go, you know what I mean? It might just be a while for you to get over, or a conversation, an argument, whatever. It might take a second. It's not going to be as easy. Weeks, days, some things you get over a day. Some things it might take a week or two. Some things still might be in the back of your head. You just don't say anything. But that's life and that's relationships. That's how it goes. I mean, you just got to be willing to stick through that.
One thing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
I was going to say one thing you have to realize is that, or one thing I had to realize is that when I'm arguing, or if we're having a disagreement and not arguing, having a disagreement.
Right.
Man, you have to realize that you guys are on the same team.
And with that being said, you choose your words wisely.
Yeah, you're
no
on the
matter
same
how you
team.
feel, relax, breathe. We got a kid song. I can't remember. I think it's Gracie, whoever. But they always say, "Just take a deep breath," and that's true. Sometimes you got to take a deep breath. Choose your words wisely, even if you are mad, and then speak. Don't just speak, because that speaking can cause a whole lot of problems.
Oh man.
You speak wisely. Stop, breathe, think. Is this even worth fighting for?
Yeah.
And if it is, let me do it in a way where it's not really jeopardizing a relationship or technically hurting that other person, but getting my point across.
Right.
Because you're not in it to hurt feelings. If you really love somebody, you're not in it to hurt feelings. You might want to get your point across, but you don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And the point is, a lot of times, is it worth your relationship? Is it something that you guys can slowly talk out over time? Is it something that you guys can take just a deep breath on? Like Gracie, right. Gracie's Corner, for everybody who needs the whole name of the cartoon.
We get no money for that, no problem.
Just unless you send a check, right? But definitely taking the deep breath helps ease your emotion, and then you can speak specifically just based off of that. And then also it helps calm both of your egos down, and then you can actually talk and have one-on-one. A lot of times for the person who is mad, you gotta think like, man, I really made them upset. I don't want to make them. I don't know how I made them so upset. And you kind of got to think that, hey, and think of it as like a glass that's literally filled to the top, right? Like they're overflowing with so many emotions. Like allow them, because you're still wondering what's going on, so allow them to go ahead and talk. And then once they keep on talking and talking, they'll have more room for whatever it is that you have to say. But before you say anything, you should really have a good idea on why they're so angry, why they're so mad. And a lot of times it's not even specifically from you in that current situation. It's usually something that branches from, past situations that ain't got nothing to do with you. So definitely just give them that safe space to go ahead and voice what's going on, why they're so mad. And then after they get done talking, then go ahead and jump in and say, give them the I understand where you're coming from. I sincerely do. You're trying to say this, right? Like really get clear understanding. After they get done saying what they have to say, like, okay, so you're trying to say this. Because it's nothing worse than you guys going back and forth. You don't even know what you're arguing about.
Because nobody's getting understanding of what the other person's saying.
Like, dialogue is absolutely everything.
Now, her being Buddhist, me being raised being a Christian, whatever the Christian term, that dialogue thing when they come, because dialogue is big in Buddhism. It's like the SGI Buddhism. It's like the core of everything is dialogue. That taught me, like, if I would have known that, because it might be spoke upon in Christianity, but I don't think it's like a big, like, not, it's not the center focus like it is in Buddhism. And that really changes a whole lot of things, dynamics through life. Because if I had that could have solved some of my problems. But I had that, if I was brought up with that ability to have dialogue first without getting the attitude and reacting, then a lot of things could have been different in my situations as I was growing up, I feel like. But, that's not an option. My mom never raised me the best they could. My dad was great. My mom was great. So, not a knock. I'm just saying that dialogue is everything.
Yes, it is absolutely everything. So and one thing I love about being Buddhist is that, everybody inside your district. There is no like, hey, I want to go to this church. I know you guys can pick churches. This is your district. Everybody's going to meet at this one place. And so everybody who you do like, don't like, kind of like, we're going to meet together regardless of who you like. But is when you have that conversation with them and you're able to talk with one another. man, and like you get to hear everybody's point of view. No one's not talking. Oh, you're going to talk. It is a requirement. Oh, you're going to talk. The spotlight's going to be on you at least 2 to 3 times. But once that happens, even though you may want to try to push away, um, you're like, oh man, we kind of think alike. Or I understand where you're coming from, or now I know why you're like that. It's not a, you know what I mean, where you're confused on, like I don't like that girl, and I just can't figure out why. And then we see like, hey girl, like it's none of that. It's we're about to literally sit down and have a discussion, um, and we're all gonna like it. But it's cool because we end up being one huge, family, definitely. Um,
Many embody one of mine.
yes,
That's
many
that's
embody one of mine. So yeah, so basically for our show, um, we're going to cover all types of topics. And
all
if
types.
you guys have any questions or want to throw in any type of topics that you think that you would like us to cover, please feel free to put it inside the comment section of this video. Um, but we'll talk about raising kids with values, navigating a blended family dynamics, managing money as a couple, rekindling intimacy, setting boundaries with extended family. Now, luckily, we live in another state, like
Yeah.
2 states away from everybody.
Yeah.
But yet, it's still you can still talk to them on the phone.
Right.
Um, creating traditions and
One thing, real fast about that is that moving helped us, even though we had different reasons for moving, that helped us grow in our relationship as far as being married. And sometimes it might take you getting away to make that marriage or relationship work. Sometimes where you at, it might be too many outside forces in on your relationship for it to grow the way it needs to be, to blossom the way it needs to be. And sometimes you just might need to get away just to start over, just so y'all could grow together. It doesn't have to be 2 states. It could be like the next little city or whatever, but you just space yourself out so it could just be you and your partner. Y'all could build that relationship first before you start letting family, friends, and everybody else weigh in on not just what you're doing, they just pull you everywhere. They don't have to say anything about your relationship, but everybody wants something for you. Why are you trying to be build here? Mom needs you to do that. Your brother needs you to help move. Your sister needs you to do this. Your friends need you to do that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be negative. It's just everybody's pulling on you while y'all trying to pull together, and that's pulling y'all apart. And sometimes you need to just distance yourself for the growth. If you can sit in that situation and everything's fine and y'all can grow like that, then cool. But no, if it's hindering that relationship, then you just might need to get away. Not far, just get away and not distance yourself from people. Just get closer to your loved one. Get away so y'all can get closer. And then, you still do everybody else, trying to be there for everybody. But if you're going to be in a marriage, then that marriage has to be first. So whatever moves that marriage forward first, that's the main thing you want to get involved with. And let everything else surround itself around y'all's core relationship.
yeah, most definitely.
Sorry, go ahead.
Most definitely. No, you're good. You're good. So we'll be talking about creating traditions, also building legacies, and we'll also be sharing our couples like workbook. We have an amazing workbook.
Amazing. We got several amazing workbooks.
But definitely the one for our couples is dynamic, and it will have you thinking what ways you can just help serve one another better, and how to also like get into their head. I have heard from so many people across so many, let's say even money scales. So like millionaires. I was talking to someone a little bit ago, and I'm thinking, they have millions, they should have no problems. Like not no, but slim. And it was just like the little stuff, like, hey, I can't believe you got me this for Mother's Day. And if you don't know what she likes or the types of gifts to buy her, and you guys been together for 18 years, and on grant it was like some flowers from another country, and but I think her love language, and love language is very important, was time spent. So she didn't want the flowers. She wanted you to spend time with her. She didn't care what country they were from. and um and yeah, so just understanding like what they want, like from like birthdays to regular Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever other holiday, sweetest day. That book covers absolutely everything.
Everything. You really will get to know each other once you do this book together.
Yeah.
It's really sitting down and finding out what that other person likes, what the other person needs from you, what you need from them. You're actually so if you're in a situation where you're in a relationship where y'all don't conversate like you should, that book will help bring along these conversations. That book will help bring along these situations to where y'all will know how to navigate through each other. Like even if you don't talk, you know it's written down. So you're like, hey, well, he said right here that, or she said right here, but she's like, oh, damn, you going wrong. You can go back to that book. But what did she say again? She wanted this for her mother. She wanted this for her birthday. She needed this for, you know what I mean? You go there. Or he really likes this. He doesn't like those like little gifts that we get for Father's Day. He really wants to go along these paths. You know, they always talk about Father's Day.
And they also have like I have inside there like the size she wears, just little things like that. You won't be snooping around the house trying to figure out what shoe size
Right.
she is, or the ring size, whatever it is. Anything you can think of is all in the book.
And you don't have to be married. Just in a relationship so you can get to know that person. Or maybe that book will help build towards marriage because now y'all building to know each other and feel like y'all close enough to get to marriage.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So it's like a marriage counseling without the marriage counseling.
Definitely. So we would love to hear from you. What topics you want to hear? Just send us a DM right at the bottom of this video. Send us an email, or you can just, or also if you do really love, us and what we have to offer, you can also join our community. And if this does resonate, please also like and subscribe, and share with other couples, and stay connected. We are definitely building a community where love isn't just a feeling; it's an actual practice. So we'll be going through different things that you can do with your loved one every day, so you guys can help grow.
It's a practice and a journey. Sorry, you mean that.
No.
But that's to be said. It's a practice and a journey. That's why I think is the journey of love because it is a journey. So just remember that and a process. These are all the things. just remember that. That's just want to throw that out there. So because none of this stuff is easy. None of this stuff is overnight. Like she just gave you the example of the person like that 18 years was an example, but you've been together for forever and you still don't know these things. Then that is out there a lot. That's just not a one-off. Yeah. That's a lot of people that go through that. And sometimes you do know and you forget. And that's why you go back to the book. But because everybody does a lot, especially today's economy and world. Everybody's busy on the go. You got to make things happen. It's the time of now. Everybody needs everything now. So in that now, things are being forgot, things are being left behind. And that's where you got that book you can go back to. And you can't always count on technology because who knows what tomorrow's going to bring when technology in the world. And that book will always be there for you. You can always get a book off the shelf. You might not always be able to access a computer or phone or whatever. But you can always go to a bookshelf for a book.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So please, sorry, no, you're right. You can't always ask the book. So if this resonates with you, do us a favor, please subscribe, send to other couples, and just make sure that you click back onto us. We'll be posting 2 to 3 times a week. Definitely, we'll be posting 2 to 3 times a week. When the next one? Yeah. Let's not redo this section because things stop too much. Yeah. We loved. Oh, go ahead. You're the top of that.
Oh, hey. So we just want to welcome all of y'all to the so we love to hear from you, what your topics are, what you want us to cover. Send us a quick little DM like she was like Fool was mentioning. And then the next episode, we'll try to provide some of the further episodes we got coming along down the line. We'll try to cover some of these topics that you want us to cover as far as being in, couples relationships, so on and so forth.
And if this resonates with you, do us a favor, subscribe, share with another couple, and stay connected. We are building a community where love isn't just a feeling, but it's an actual practice. And you can also join that community. We will have our community in the bio, and we'll be sharing their wins, definitely as they take their journey, the journey of love.
Yeah, and remember that love is an action word. So when you say you love somebody, you love something, you gotta act on that. Action comes with that love.
Yes. So welcome to the journey of love. It is not perfect, but it is absolutely beautiful. And we are glad that you want to take this journey with us. Until next time, keep choosing love, keep choosing each other, and keep showing up. We appreciate you guys for clicking on. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you guys, we really hope you enjoyed that last episode.
And if you're really ready to keep transforming, go ahead and jump into that next lab episode. The one right here. Down here, the link right here.
It's probably over here.
Or there, or here. Link, click. Go ahead. You got it.